Okay, so here we start with the network virtualization or networking virtualization. So as a network virtualization definition, so how can we tell a network virtualization? Any example, guys? Network virtualization? Any example or any thing?
Hello,
Yeah, tell me.
sir. I'm saying is network virtualization started.
Which one? I didn't. The example of networking virtualization.
Yes, VPN. I'm saying.
VPN and
Yes, that's it.
I'm not able to hear. Maybe my speaker is slow. Hmm. We are all using VMware, right? VMware workstation we are using. Okay, and we are getting internet in your virtual machine. How you get internet in your virtual machine and which setup? If you want to get internet in the virtual machine, so which we are using?
By network adapters, sir.
Which network adapter?
VMnet 0.
Very good. VMnet 0. Very good. VMnet 0. How we are, if you select VMnet 0, and how come you will get physical network access?
So by bridging,
By bridging. Very good. Very good. So VMnet 0 is a virtual adapter. We are bridging to our physical adapter. So then we are getting physical network access. It is a simple example of network virtualization. Simple example of network virtualization. Of course, Ramesh also told it is a virtual LAN. So that is also one example of basic example of network virtualization. So here in this one, so I'm going to explain as first Ramesh is an example first. Okay, this is my switch. This is a my switch, and I have a switch ports in the LAN. So then I connected to my computers. For example, these are a computers are connected to my LAN. Okay, all are connected to switch only. All are connected to switch ports only, like this. Okay, like this it is connected. So we'll put it like here, no problem. So for example, this is a single LAN, right? This is a simple single LAN only. So currently it's a single LAN, single segment, single LAN, single switch. It is a single LAN and it is a single switch. So what is this VLAN? What is VLAN? Virtual LAN. VLAN means it is a virtual LAN. So what is this virtual LAN? It is nothing but divide your single LAN into multiple parts. Virtually, we are dividing your switch into separate broadcast domains. Okay, actually VLAN means dividing single broadcast domain into multiple broadcast domain. That is again, don't go with the broadcast domain and all, maybe again you will confuse. So very simple, this is a single LAN. I divide this one into separate virtual LANs, like this. Sorry, color is not picking up, like this, like this. So this is a VLAN 1. This is another VLAN. So then VLAN 2. This is I created a VLAN 3. what happened earlier, in earlier position, all systems are communicate together. All these systems can able to communicate together. Now what happened when I divide this switch into virtually into a separate lines, then what happened, only these three pieces can communicate each other. And of course we don't have another PC here, so we'll take another PC and connect it from here, and I will take another PC. I'll connect here. Now we can see these are in a one VLAN, these are in another VLAN, these are in another VLAN. So these three PCs can communicate each other like they are connected in a single switch. These two pieces can communicate each other just like they are connected in a single switch or a single segment. So these two can able to communicate each other like this. So this is dividing one switch virtually. We are dividing them into physical into separate LANs. Virtually we are dividing. So one of the example is VLAN is a generally by name itself is a virtual LAN. It is not exactly network virtualization concept, but this is a thing which is satisfy that one. Just like you seen in a virtual hard disk and a normal partitioning. Partitioning is not, again it is not a virtual partitioning only, but virtual disk only, but it is a kind of concept is look like that one. Okay, so that's based on the statement. What is a virtual LAN? Divide a single switch LAN into multiple virtual LANs. Okay, multiple virtual LANs. Virtually, we are dividing a single LAN into virtual LAN. Guys, understand what is the VLAN? So another point of network virtualization. So we'll go with like concept is like what we can say. So VMnet zero is one of the example, like a bridging concept is like a virtually like you are having a NIC is bridging to another NIC, like a virtual NIC is bridging to a physical NIC, bridging between virtual NIC, virtual adapter, to a physical adapter, physical NIC. Okay, so then if your virtual machine is connected to your virtual NIC and which is bridged to your physical NIC, you can access your physical network. Of course there is a lot of diagrams are there, so usually why I'm not going with the virtual, I already shared my PPT, and as well as SciSar PPT also I shared in a group, so please guys go through that one also. It is my physical NIC, this is my physical network. I divide this physical network using virtually into separate different networks. I can able to divide it. Okay, so like using a bridging, that is not proper statement. So we'll go to the direct statements from here. First one more I want to tell before going to this virtual NIC kind of stuff. NIC teaming. NIC teaming is one of the network virtualization concept. What is this NIC teaming? For example, I have a server NIC1 with multiple NICs. NIC2 or NIC3. For example, better is this one. This is my server. My server having a multiple NICs, NIC1, NIC2, NIC3, NIC4, like that. Okay, so I have a different NICs are there. This is NIC1, NIC2, NIC3, NIC4. Okay, each NIC is connected to your switch. Generally you have a switch, then you are connecting each NIC to a switch ports directly, like this, like this, like this. Better tick, 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 tick. This is my switch. Okay, we are all connected to a switch individually, individual wires only. Okay, so for example, each one having a separate IP addresses, right? So in generally, if you have a NIC separate card, means everyone has their own IP address. Understand? I have a four NICs. Every NIC has a their own IP address. Understand the point? Okay. Okay. Now, if one NIC is down, so what happen? A client is accessing from their self, like this is a first NIC IP address is 1.11. Okay, this NIC is a 1.11, 1.12, 1.13, 1.14. This is the IP address of each NICs. Okay, my client is accessing with a 1.11. He is accessing service with a 1.11. Got the point? Like I sent, he sent a request with a 1.11. Like that. I have a multiple clients. I have a multiple clients. All are connected to this switch. Okay, so local, non-local, whatever it is you speak. Everyone sending a request with a 1.11 only. What will happen? What will happen? Load on one NIC increases,
So
right? Yeah. You're telling something. Okay. Load on one NIC increases. Second one. If in case, if in case this NIC is down, what will happen? If my first NIC with IP address of 1.11 is down, what will happen? What happen? If one NIC is down, what will happen? Your request to 1.11. Where is 1.11 now? Tell some answer, no problem. Already I told it is already after 5:30. It is my offer brain won't work properly. Guys, faster. Otherwise, it will become again 7 o'clock like yesterday. First, I have to show the practical and I have to close it.
Repeat the question, sir.
Very good. Okay. So, I am requesting service request, some service like a web request or anything, web page request with this IP address only 1.11, 1.11, 1.11 from my PCs like APC, BPC, CPC. Request with this one. Request go to my first NIC. It is a 1.11. Okay. Generally, load increases. That's the first point. Second point, if this NIC is down, my first NIC is down, what will happen? If my first NIC is down, request is sent to first NIC only.
Service won't be available to
Where
the ABC.
you can't able to access it. So we can't access because our
If
NIC is
it's
down.
then the service
Very good. Yeah. You can't able to service unavailable means you can't able to get the outcome because to whom you are requested that direct NIC is down, so you can't able to access it. That's it. That's a very simple answer. It is not a twist one. So direct answer, right? So this is a problem. So what I have done, I'll instead of each NIC having their own IP address kind of stuff, what I'm going to do is I created a team. I create a team. Like I'll combine these two NICs and I created make them as a one NIC team. Like team. I put a name is team one, for example. And I assign IP address to the team one. Just like maybe a 1.1 110, for example. Okay, my team one IP address is 1.110. Some IP address or maybe 1.11. So individual NICs don't have NIC. Sorry. So already I told no 530 effect. Okay, individual NICs don't have their own IP address. Okay, which one having IP address? The team has a IP address. Team means combination of physical NICs. I'm logically or virtually combining these NICs and make it as a single team, and I assign an IP address to it like this. The client now should access the service like a 110 only. Client has to access service like a 1.110 is requesting like that. So who receive it? Any of the NIC.
one and to both two and NICs.
Yes, both will receive it. Both will pass the packet to system, and both will deliver. Both can able to deliver. Not both. Both can able to deliver packet. Got the point, right? So your transmission of data is okay, is going on. Now what happen if one NIC is down? My first NIC is down. What will happen?
The second NIC will work, it will provide the service.
Very good. If one NIC is down, no problem. Second NIC is start giving service. Second NIC
Sir,
start
this
giving services automatically.
Sir, it's a
Yeah.
concept of network looping, right?
It is network looping. No.
No, grouping.
Grouping.
Like, yes, sir.
Grouping. Maybe in a different technology, may you can speak like a grouping. Grouping. Maybe you can use that word. It is a teaming. NIC teaming as per the Microsoft. Teaming.
Okay, sir.
Grouping is maybe like if you go to VMware like that, you can say it is a grouping. And virtual grouping or HSRP, that kind of stuff. Like two switches, if one switch is working, another switch is standby, like that. Okay. So here it is, one NIC is down. Yeah, like we are grouping the NICs. What is like that is can use. Okay, one NIC is down, another NIC also start giving a services. So no problem, service won't stop. If both are down, then we can't do anything. Otherwise, you have to calculate the risk, and you can make more in the NICs. More NICs in the same team. So you have to add more NICs in the same team. Okay. So this works. So what is the advantage of this NIC teaming? So advantages we'll see here. It is first, this teaming As a Microsoft, I'm telling, advantage is again load balance, load balance, and failover. That's why morning I told these are the terminologies always comes. Okay, load balance and failover. If both are actively in the network, means both can take it packet data transmission. Both will transmit the data. For example, each one each one is a 1 Mbps. Each one is a so 1 Gbps. Sorry, each one is a 1 Gbps connection. 1 Gbps connection. But both together, how it is feels? It is like a you are using 2 Gbps speed. Okay, both combinedly as a one single team, it is feels like a 2 GB speed, but it is not that one. So it is simply it will increase the speed like one is a 1 Gbps, another is also 1 Gbps. So both combinedly you will get a is feels like a 2 Gbps speed because load is balanced. So then both can able to handle that more traffic instead of one single having. Next one is a failover. If one of the NIC is down, no problem. Other NIC handling total traffic. So that is a NIC teaming. Like this, multiple teams also we can create it. Like for example, I want to create for a 3 and 4. For 3 and 4, I'm creating another team like a team 2, and I will assign IP address to team 2 like a 1.120. Like I can create another team, or you can put all NACs in a single team also possible. Okay, so what is the advantage of multiple NACs and multiple teams? What is the advantage of this? Why we require multiple teams or multiple NACs? Of course, for teaming is for load balancing and failure of your NICs. Okay, but what is the advantage? Why we in a real time infrastructure they use multiple NICs and as well as multiple teams for NICs? Okay, or maybe teaming for NICs. Teaming concept is clear, right, guys? Teaming concept is clear.
Sir.
Okay, NIC teaming concept is clear. So why we need this teaming also there is a reason is like a for example same thing my server is also providing different kind of services. Okay, different services. For example, I have a virtual machines are there. In this one I have a virtual machines are there. Client access to the virtual machine through one NIC. I have a other services like a maybe a storage is there. Maybe a storage is there. This storage should be access. Okay, this is a, like a maybe a SAN or a NAS storages. Storage connection is there. So this storage access. Sorry, we have to give separately. I have a storage. So this storage also accessing through network only, right? So either it is a LAN network or anything. The storage access purpose means server to storage access should go with another NIC or another team. So what will happen if I use for each service a separate team or NIC? What is the advantage of that one? If I use separate network channel for each NIC or with each team, different services I'm accessing. What is the advantage? Any? Very simple. Big highway roads, maybe in main highway roads in a cities like if you see Hyderabad, Visakhapatnam or Mumbai, lines are there, no? Main lines for heavy vehicles, side lines for small vehicles, very side like vehicles like a footpaths for a walking or a cycling purpose. So what is the advantage of that one?
Traffic can be reduced.
Traffic controlling.
Traffic controlling. Heavy vehicle means how much speed it will travel, how much required speed of traveling.
It requires more bandwidth.
More bandwidth means road is must be big, and at least two buses in a single line should be go, or two lorries should be go. So compulsory free way it will create it, more speed we can able to transfer is. A small vehicle like a for a bicycle, do you need a 40 feet road or a 100 feet road for a bicycle? You don't require, right? So for a small
Footpath is
bandwidth
more.
access, so smaller like a one single line you can leave it for that one. For walkers, footpath is better. So we can't they can't walk in the main road. Okay, so then like if you see main highway roads how it is, separate line for a different kind of traffic or vehicle related, like that we can separate teams, we can able to create it for virtual machines or storages, or maybe a different kind of services like a web service or DHCP DNS. It means virtual machine access, usually heavy traffic is required. Remote desktop wise you are accessing like more traffic is more bandwidth is required. Transmission from your centralized storage to server, more bandwidth is required. So for more bandwidth required, we need a separate line. If you separate it, not all bandwidth won't, all kind of traffic won't happens in a single line. If you see a small road like in our Karve road is there, okay, what happened, big bus is coming to that line only, big lorry truck will be come to that one, bicycle scooters cars in the same line only. What will happen, traffic jam will happen. So more load on a single line. Instead of that one, instead of increasing your line size, separate the lines for a different services, separate the lines for a different
Sir, you're
services.
not audible.
Yeah, it is happened again.
Sir,
Yeah, okay, okay. Not audible. It's look like good, but I got it. How to check microphone, it is look like good. Speakers also good. Maybe this application problem. Guys, can you hear, or can I remove this one? Okay, what to do? Uh, um, One second. For me, guys, if you see, in my virtual machine, in my server virtual machine, I added a two more NICs. I have a one NIC is there, but I added a two more NICs. See, you can see this is one NIC is there, and I have a two more NICs are there. So totally three NICs are there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a teaming for these two NICs. Okay, like this. Of course, they are not getting any IP address anyway currently. Otherwise, I will change it to what I will change. I will change it to VMNet 0. So then you will feel like your. Of course, internet is problem will there. No problem because our server thing is about to complete in this one. Okay. So I will finish this NIC teaming and we can close for the today. So tomorrow we'll start with cloud and basic infrastructures kind of stuff. Yeah. So finally I got my NICs. Can you see, guys? Um, NIC teaming is disabled. Now it is become a lazy now suddenly. It is become slow suddenly. Non-cooperation moment. Okay. Now can you guys can you able to see the naming like so I will use this pen. This is NIC teaming. Okay, this is NIC teaming. This is my Ethernet 0, Ethernet 1, Ethernet 2. Who is that? Variety sounds are coming. Okay, guys, can you able to see this NIC teaming? Ethernet 0, Ethernet 1, Ethernet 2. No one is speaking anything. Can I increase this one? It's become a slower suddenly. Ah, what happened? Mic problem, speaker problem, not understanding, machine problem. Okay. Yeah, something for a confirmation. Okay. Yeah. Very good, very good, very good. Yeah. Why my screen is changed to small size suddenly? Okay, remove this one. So I'm going to my Ethernets. So just click on something, then automatically adapters list will be shows. So when we expected something from server or any machine, it do like this only. Don't worry. So this is my Ethernet 0. Ethernet 0 already statically I given an IP address. So details. So here it is my I got an IP. I have a static IP 170.16.0.254. This is my Ethernet one. I connected to VMNet 0. So I got a 2.197. Remember 2.197 IP address for my Ethernet 1. So Ethernet 2 is a IP address is 207 2.207 for Ethernet 2 for Ethernet 197. These are individual NICs. Individual NICs. I will minimize. I'm going to server NIC teaming. Here is a disabled is there. So I'm clicking on this disabled. I click on this disabled. So it will go to the NIC option disable. Then it is open here. My NIC teaming is finally open. Okay, it is something querying physical data center evolution teams adapter and interfaces. So I keep it in a make it as a full screen mode. Okay, now teams adapters and interfaces. Okay, I'm going to task new team, new team, task and new team. So my team name is team 1 for example. Okay, team 1. So I selected Ethernet 1 and Ethernet 2. You want to specify any additional properties, like you can see teaming model, switch independent, uh, load balancing, dynamic, or address hash, or Hyper-V port, like that it is showing, right? Standby adapter. You want to make one as a standby adapter, or maybe you want to make all are active adapters. It means it is a load balancing. If you make as a one, it is only pure failover. It is a standby, means Ethernet 1 working, Ethernet 2 in a standby mode, like that. None means all are active adapters. So this is, so your NIC teaming. So I put a two NICs here. Of course, each teaming mode is there, independent search, static teaming, like this is there. But so don't worry, just click OK. So where is the OK button? Yeah, I have to put it in a full screen. The size is different size. Okay. Okay, so this is a default VLAN. It is created by things. So don't worry about additional things. Understand the concept, the concept of teaming. That's it. Okay, so no need to go for a depth point. What happened? Faulty not found. No. Faulty not found. So totally disaster it is. Warning. Oh, I think I given already there as IP addresses are there now. So like that. So warning independent dynamic 2 is there. So what is this warning? Properties. Why it is a faulty connection pending? So better refresh once, so then you will get it. Team interfaces. Yeah, both are active now, guys. Can you able to see both are in a active mode? Now I'm going to my this one. So my control panel. Can you see how many adapters are there? Ethernet 1, Ethernet 0, Ethernet 2, and team. So I'm going to my Ethernet 1 details. Where is this details? Gone. Ethernet 2 details are gone. What happens? What about team? Details. It contains the details. What is my IP address of team? 2.197. This is the team. Okay, so these Ethernet 1, Ethernet 2 combinedly become a team, and team has an IP address and details of a MAC address and all, but these Ethernet don't not showing any details because it's on the TCP IP layer, so they don't have any individual IP addresses. The team has a IP address. I think understand, guys. Team has a IP address. How much it is flickering. Okay, but how to test it, whether I'm load balancing or not, how to test it? From my physical PC I'm going to ping to my team. Ping using a ping 192.168.2 dot, what is my IP address? 197, right? I'm pinging to
97.
197. That is my team IP address. I'm in pinging, but I want to do continuous ping. How to do continuous ping? Give slash t or hyphen t. Give slash t or a hyphen t. So the ping requests are continuous. It's keep on going on. Okay, it keep going continuous. So what is the concept of NIC teaming? What is the concept of NIC teaming? Two concepts are there. What it will do, NIC teaming?
Combine two or more Ethernet NIC adapters.
And what is the advantage of that one? If
Continuous supply with keep. If there is a failure,
yes, if one NIC is failure, if there is a failure means like if you have one NIC failure, no problem. Another NIC will give you thing, right? So if one NIC is disconnected, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect one NIC. NIC Ethernet 1 0 Ethernet 2. I'm going to disconnect a Ethernet 2. Okay, so physically, so I'm disconnecting it. Just click on disconnect. So you can see here from here. So this side you will get it. So one NIC is disconnected. Can you see? Ethernet 2 disconnected. Fault media disconnected. One NIC I disconnected. Am I getting pinging? We'll wait. Yeah, pinging is going on. See, there is a movement in a pinging. Understand, guys? The concept of NIC teaming. If one NIC is down, still I'm getting ping replies. How? NIC teaming. Another NIC giving me that reply. So if I get back this connection, so I make a connection, wait, then fault connection pending. So no changes. So it will work, right? It will take time. This is better to refresh. So if you are getting not changing, okay, now both are active. So instead of second NIC, I will remove my first NIC. Means this NIC I'm going to remove. Disconnect. So I removed the connection failure. Disconnected. Fault media. Disconnected. Am I getting a pinging? A pinging is going on. Still going on. Okay. This is the concept of NIC teaming. Now we have to connect it back. Okay, guys. Understand NIC teaming, how it is function, and also we verified redundancy also, right? Yeah, okay. We verified the redundancy also. It will take to set up active. So minimize and leave it now. Okay. So can you see here is also NIC teaming is enabled. Ethernet 0 is Ethernet 0. We didn't touch that one, but it is showing instead of Ethernet 1 and Ethernet 2, it is showing only team 1 only. So this is about your NIC teaming. Okay, so what is the next? This is about your NIC teaming. Um, the bridging part is there. Whether I should continue or maybe I will tell later.
Tell tomorrow, sir.
Tell me, no problem. Every person can. Hmm?
Tomorrow, sir.
So it depends upon your energy level. Okay. So what you people because your
Continue.
network virtualization will be finished. So then I will show you that one directly. Okay. Because it won't take much time. I will tell like that only. So this is a virtual switch adapter. So virtual switch manager. Here, guys, each one you have to normally we should note down parallelly or like that. So this is a external switch, internal and private switch. What is these switches? Very simple to understand here. First, I will explain the switches and I will give you a statements also. This is my server. Okay, this is my server. So one by one switch we can see like this. This is my server. Okay, I have a NIC, physical NIC is there. So it is connected to network. Okay, so I have a NIC. This is my NIC. Team NIC, whatever it is my NIC, physical NIC. Okay, so I have a switch. The switch is external switch. Okay, the switch is the external switch, the first one. Okay, EXTERNAL. And here create a virtual switch that binds to the physical network so that virtual machine can access a physical network, so that virtual machine can access physical network. So that is a external switch. Okay, the switch is nothing but external switch. This is a switch. So what is this switch and what is this NIC? NIC is a normally our NIC is a physical NIC. What happens in this with NIC is it binds to our NIC like a bridging. It bridges to our NIC or binds to our NIC. Now I have a virtual machine. I have a virtual machine. In a virtual machine, so I choose a connection to my actional switch. I choose my connection to actional switch. So then you can access the physical network. For example, internet. Just for an example, internet. For example, I have a PC outside of this server, right? So here I have a, I'm also connected to same network. My server and my PC, okay, are connected to same LAN connection, same LAN connection. So I can communicate. So I will choose another color. Like I can communicate through NIC actional switch. I can communicate to this virtual machine directly. I can communicate this virtual machine directly. How come? Because of this actional switch is binded to physical network. So then virtual machine can communicate outside of the PC. It means physical network. It can able to communicate. I can able to communicate. Instead of that one, I will draw directly. So I can able to communicate from my action like this, from here to there. So actional communication is there. So my point is that one. Okay. So this is a actional switch. Then what is the next switch? Now, where it is? Yeah, here it is. Internal switch. What is this internal switch? It create a virtual switch that can be used by the virtual machine that run on this physical computer, and between the virtual machine and physical computer. An internal switch does not provide connectivity to physical network connection. So what is meaning? The internal switch, through internal switch, it cannot access physical network. It cannot access physical network. So create a virtual switch that can be used by virtual machines that run on this physical machine, and between the virtual machine and a physical computer, but not with the outside of the connection. So what is that meaning? Again, so here I am taking a server, black in color, and also a physical network. Okay, and we can connect physically like this. This is my NIC. Okay, this is my NIC. So don't worry about it, leave it. I have a first of all, we need an internal switch. Okay, this is a my switch, which is virtual internal switch. This is my internal switch. I created an internal switch. Okay, and I have a virtual machines. Okay, I have a virtual machines. For example, this is a V1 and V2 virtual machines, and these are connected to this internal switch. So who can able to communicate? Who can able to communicate like virtual to virtual means V1 to V2 can able to communicate. For example, my server name is S1. So here is a communication. V1 to V2 communicate, S1 to V1, and V2 can able to communicate. It means your physical server can able to communicate virtual machine 1 and as well as the virtual machine 2. And virtual machine can able to communicate. For example, you have a PC. For example, in your network, you have a PC and you are in the network, the same physical network you are there, but you cannot communicate this um, from there to here. You cannot communicate. You cannot communicate virtual machine to other physical machine. For example, this name is A again. So V1 to V2A is not communicate. So V1 and V2 cannot communicate. So it cannot able to communicate. We can't communicate to A. Understand, guys? Internal switch. Guys, understand external switch and internal switch. So guys, it is a 7 o'clock. Anyone confirm? At least one person understand or not understand? Okay,
Understood, sir.
understand. Thank you. Thanks for confirmation. Because it's it's completely out of your mind subject. That's a compulsory step by step you should understand. I can tell more things, but step by step you should understand. Otherwise, you know, it is like a Greek and Latin type only. Netflix movies only. Very simple example. Okay, watching a movie in Netflix, no one will understand. Which language also we don't understand sometimes. Yeah, NIC. So what is the duty of this NIC? This NIC. This NIC. What is the use of this NIC?
Bridge the physical machine
Yeah, it is belongs to physical machine
network.
only. Yes, good. It means your physical machine to your physical network communication purpose only, not for virtual machine to physical network communication is not there. Good. Next one. I have a virtual machine and I have a virtual machine and I have a switch. The switch name is here I use a small letter so then I can type easily. Private switch. I put a Prev one. Okay, the switch name is Prev one, and this is the virtual machine V1, and this is the virtual machine V2. Actually, I need a more space for a private switches, but I'm not getting. And I connected to these switches. Okay, and my server name is, what is my server name? Yes, one. Okay, so this is the private switch, and what is the private switch? um, Create a private switch that can be used only by virtual machine that run on this physical machine. It run only by virtual machines. Create a virtual switch that can be used only by virtual machine. Used only by virtual machine that run on this physical machine. What is that meaning? It means we can communicate V1 to V2. V1 to V2 communication is there. Okay, and I put a sample computer right here, and we should connect it right. So, and I put a computer name is also A. It means the meaning is you cannot communicate V1 to or V2. This cannot communicate to a computer, and V1 and V2 won't communicate to S1 also. S1 also it won't communicate. It means virtual machine to virtual machine communication only. And these virtual machine won't communicate with a physical machine. It is completely isolated manner, like a quarantine manner only. Okay, this virtual machine to virtual machine communication only there. For example, I have another virtual machine. The size is very small. Yeah, it's okay. No problem. Okay, I have another virtual machine. and I have another private switch, for example. Okay, this is the private switch 2, and this is the V3, and this is the V4 virtual machine 4. They are connected. So what happened? V3 V4 can communicate each other. So V3 and V4 can communicate each other, but V1 V2 cannot communicate, V3 and V4, because their private switches are separate. This is the private switch 1, that is private switch 2, so they can't communicate each other. Okay, understand guys? Private switch means the virtual machine which is connected to that private switch, they can communicate each other, but they cannot communicate with the other private switches, and as well as with your physical machine and physical network also, no communication.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Understood.
understood point, right? So only one point I want to tell. I have a virtual machine. For example, it is a V5. Think it is a V5, and this virtual machine having two NICs, virtual NICs only, right? Anything you can put it there. I connected to my one NIC to private one, another NIC to private two. What happened? Understand? V5 is a virtual machine having two NICs. One NIC is connected to private one, another NIC is connected to private two. What will happen? V5?
They all
I will be able to communicate with all the other virtual machines.
Yes. V5 can able to communicate V1, V2, and also can communicate V3,
V3, V4.
V4, but with a different private switches, P1 like a P2.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay, so this is it. I will only show actional switch. So create an actional switch, like each switch you can create it. So actional switch, I change my name to actional switch. So NIC, so which one is your NIC is it is showing first NIC or second NIC, like that. Okay, I'm selecting the second one. Okay, apply. So your network will get a disturbance for some time. Actually it shows a team one only, not NIC. Yeah, it is got disabled for some time, because the teaming should be removed. If I remove the teaming, then it is quite easy to understand. So it is because of external, it is asking external network connection, it is asking external connection network. Yeah, it is some interruption is occur. So I will select the last one, so then maybe it will create something, because teaming is there, no, that will give problem. Both are enabled. So what are the switches?
External,
External,
internal,
Internal private.
internal, private. Okay, so each statement you have to note down, but we don't have a time and we have to type everything. If possible, I will try. Okay, okay. So switch is created. So this is external switch. This is team. On team only I build this one. Okay, so open team. Again, team don't have any details. Who took it? This one. It bridged to that one. Say same IP address. My external switch having 197. Same IP address from the team one. Okay. So if I connect a virtual machine, how to connect a virtual machine to team one? So this is my virtual machine. Right click, go to the settings. Last time I don't have any virtual switches. So then click on adapter. So it is not connected. So you can connect it to external switch now. So this virtual machine can able to communicate physical network. It is can able to communicate physical network. So like that. So now I'm not starting again. It will take a lot of time to do. Okay. Next. If you want, you can create a internal switch also. Click on internal. Create a virtual switch, and I'm changing this name. Okay. So internal. So there is no adapter. It is not showing any physical adapter related. For external it is showing physical adapter. For internal it is not showing any physical adapters. Apply. You can create a multiple internal switches also. Possibility is there. So what is internal switch? Communication between virtual to virtual and virtual to physical machine, not communicating to physical network. I created a right. So like this. No, no, no. Not this one. Not this one. Where is my ncpa.cpa? No, not here. Server. Click here. It automatically opens. Okay. So this is a internal switch. It is asking identifying. That's it. Nothing more. Okay. Still not APIPA address is got it. What is 169.254? APIPA address, right? It is getting APIPA address only. It is not communicating to anyone. So you can assign a manual IP address, or you can get IP from DHCP server if you want it, like through this one. Okay, so like that you can able
Sir,
to
we
do it.
cannot connect the internal switch to Teams, sir. Team one.
Internal is not connected to any physical analysis, physical or
Oh,
Teams. Okay, it won't connect to anyone. It is connected from your PC to your main physical machine to virtual machine, and virtual to virtual communication only. Means if two virtual machines are connected to same internal switch, so they can communicate each other, and also they can communicate to physical machine, like vmnet 1 in VMware. vmnet 1 vmnet 1 vmnet 2 can communicate your physical machine to virtual machines, and virtual to virtual only, not a physical network. VMNet 0 is bridging to your physical network, so it can communicate to through your physical network. So last one, what is the last one? Private switch. So private. So if you select an internal, you can see something details like a VLAN, something is there, right? But if you select a private, nothing is selected. Private is a completely private. So you can, if you are connected to the private, so you cannot communicate it to anyone. So I'm using a private switch one. Apply. So if your virtual machine is connected to the private, it means the virtual machine cannot communicate it to your physical machine or a physical network also. And I'm going to this adapters. Where is the private switch one? Ethernet 0, 1, 2, team, external switch, internal switch. Where is the private switch? Because your system is not communicated to your physical, your physical machine won't communicate to your virtual machine, so then obviously it won't show here. Understand? The private switch is not showing here. Why? Because there is no relation between your physical machine to your virtual machine through the network. That's why it is in completely private. It is a name is like a host only network. when you are comparing external to VMware, like a Hyper-V to, okay, VMware means VMware workstation kind of stuff. Okay, so here when you compare external external in a Hyper-V, it is like a bridged bridged option, or generally we are using a VMnet zero bridging. Internal is like a VMnet 1 or a VMnet 2, like that. It keep going. Not VMnet 8. VMnet 8 is different. VMnet 8 is different. And if you compare with the private, what is a private? Host only network. Host only network. It means it won't communicate it to your physical network. So I will show you that one. So go to the settings. Okay, so check the adapter. See, bridged to physical network, or you can use custom VMnet 0. VMnet 1 host only, but it is completely PC to system communication is there. VMnet 1, VMnet 2 host only. VMnet 1, VMnet 2 host only. PC 2 your physical machine to virtual machine communication is there. Host only. Host only is a private network. Okay, it can't communicate with anyone, so only it keep it for itself, means only virtual kind of stuff. Of course there is a few more things like what is import, live migration kind of stuff, but your network virtualization part and what are the different things in the network virtualization I told. So one is like a NIC teaming, so grouping of NIC, okay, into single NIC team, like a team one. Okay, so what is the advantage of NIC teaming? Load balance and failover. Okay, so multiple NICs in the one single team. So your team has an IP address. So if one NIC failure, no problem. Still we can able it. Practically we seen how it is works. Next, different kind of switches are there. So there are the two things are in a graphical representation. Maybe if you see the PPT, you guys definitely go to the virtualization PPT. PPT name is virtualization PPT. I shared that one. I already shared. So check it yesterday PPT. Okay. So this is a physical analysis grouping and make it as a single team. This is a one picture you can see, but when you see the picture, you don't understand this is some different concept. That's why I'm explaining this one. Another one is it's a single network using a external. So we are creating, so internally we are creating different networks. Different virtual machines can access single NIC base. So by creating external switch, you can connect it to multiple virtual machines. It's a single NIC only. Physical NIC is a single NIC, but multiple virtual machines can communicate with a single NIC through external switch. Can I go again? I will try it again. Otherwise, this is a physical network, and this is your physical machine, and this is your NNIC. Okay, I have a external switch. External switch is bridged to your physical NIC, and I have a multiple virtual machines, VM1, VM2, VM3, like that. I have multiple virtual machines are connected to this external switch. So multiple virtual machines are accessing physical network over a single NIC. Understand? NIC is a one only now. Physical NIC is one, and your virtual machines are connecting this NIC through external switch, and all are getting all virtual machines. The virtual machines can able to access a physical network. So this is a network virtualization. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Finally, if you understand or not, better to say okay, then we can go to next. Really understand, guys, or just it's okay,
Yes,
kind
sir.
of stuff?
Understood.
Okay, understood. Then it is good.